It's Chuseok weekend here in South Korea, and Chuseok is kind of like Korea's Thanksgiving, I guess. And I am on a hill here by, hold on, gotta catch my breath. I just walked up the hill. Gongsanseong Fortress in Gongju, and I got the idea to talk about magic because I just started this channel, and many of my videos are going to be tied to the idea of magic, and it just occurred to me that I haven't really defined that, so I'm going to give you sort of an impromptu idea of what I think magic is, and I will start with maybe what it's not. And I think many people think of like Harry Potter or Houdini, like stage magic, and that's not to say that stage magic cannot be magic, but I think there's quite a delineation between the two, whereas like stage magic is an illusion usually. I feel like real magic is very concrete, but also amorphous, and hard to capture, I guess. So another thing I think it's not is like organizations. You see a lot of organizations like the Freemasons and the Rosicrucians and Illuminati and stuff. Again, it's not to say that real magic doesn't exist within these groups, but I feel like real magic is a subjective experience. It can be tied to other people, especially one-to-one, I would say. But I mean, the best way to define it, I think, is what Aleister Crowley said, and that's magic is like the changing of consciousness with your will. And I think he's onto something there, but I don't think it's primarily driven by you. There's also the will of the universe in there, and there can be a connection between those two things, or like a synergy, I guess is a better way to put it. And in fact, maybe that is part of the goal, is to create almost like a play. And when I mean play, I don't mean like on a stage. I mean more like children playing. So it's sort of a play where you sort of connect with it, and it connects with you, and it can be something that is... We got interrupted. In Korea, it's real hard to find some privacy. There's 50 million people in the country, so even if you're out in the woods, you're gonna come across a lot of people. Anyway, so what I think magic actually is a language of symbols and myth, and it's a way to communicate with the universe through different means, one being like synchronicity and revelation. So with synchronicity, it would be if you're watching like a movie or reading a book and your attention gets focused on a certain thing, and you can get a message, I guess, from the universe on what's going on in your life at that time. And this can be can create a lot of revelations on what's happening and your understanding of the experiences. See, more people behind me. But you know, the revelations bring on a changing of consciousness, just like what Crowley said. So other ways to do it would probably be like forms of divination. And when I say that, I don't mean telling the future. I mean more using like the tarot or the I Ching or even the Ouija board to find... anyway, got interrupted again. And yeah, that's Korea. Anyway, when you live here and you're a foreigner, it tends to make you a little popular as far as people wanting to come up and chat with you. So it's kind of hard to have any privacy. Anyway, what I was talking about was using like the tarot and the other forms of divination, but not as a means of telling the future, more as a tool to understand the present, and using these symbols and these sort of mythic stories to understand your situation or where you're going in life. And all of this is with the goal of evolving your consciousness and becoming a more conscious person. Maybe becoming aware of the intelligence of the universe and your place within that intelligence, and to deepen into the mystery of all that, because it is truly mysterious and beautiful in many ways. I think, you know, magic gets kind of a bad rap. You tend to think of certain kinds of people that practice it, people that are trying to get attention or exerting their will over others. And I definitely think that's black magic. I think white magic would be using it to deepen your connection to itself. So the more that your awareness gets open, the more aware you are of the existence of magic and its place in your life. I'll do some more videos about this in a deeper way, and more particulars about ceremonial magic and chaos magic and other kinds at a later date. But I think that's all for today before I get interrupted again. And I also want to enjoy nature a little. So hopefully you can like this video and subscribe if you want to hear more about my time in South Korea or magic. So that's it. I'll talk to you later.